Hey guys, welcome to Crafty Corner's YouTube channel. In this video today, I'm going to be showing you how to make a long wood sign using the new Cricut Explore 3. This sign is about 4 feet long, so it will be perfect for the matless and long cutting that the Cricut Explore 3 provides. We will be working with smart vinyl today in the permanent finish, so I have it in grass here, so we'll be able to do the matless cutting with this one. And then I also have some Cricut Joy Smart Vinyl. We won't be able to do the matless cutting because it won't fit in the Explore 3, but I already had this on hand, so we'll just go ahead and cut this on the mat. But I'm really excited about the matless cutting for the Crafty Corner portion because it's about 4 feet long, so this will be really exciting to do. So let's go ahead and get started. So here's what our Smart Vinyl looks like. So these come in multiple different lengths. So this is a 12-foot one. We'll go ahead and get this unboxed here. It also comes in 3 feet, then we have 12 feet, and then it comes in 21 feet. And then I believe you can also get up to 75 feet in one single roll. We have a huge selection of smart vinyl on our website, so definitely go check that out if you're looking for some smart vinyl. So here's our roll. Again, this is the 12-foot one, and it's pretty big. I'm really excited to try this out. So we'll go ahead and open our Explore 3. I've already got it connected. The cutting setting that I'm using is Smart Vinyl Permanent. So we'll go ahead and get this loaded in the Explore 3. We are going to push it up against these guide marks here. It'll help you to get it lined up. And then we will push it underneath this roller bar. And then while we've got a little bit of pressure under here, we'll click that load button. And then it's just going to make sure that we have enough vinyl, so it's going to pull it all the way through. And then we can see from our flashing go button here, we are ready to cut. So let's click that button, and I'm super excited to watch this. This is actually my first time making a really long cut like this with the smart vinyl. So the Cricut Explore 3, when it's cutting the smart materials, cuts 2 times faster than the Cricut Explore Air 2. And it is cutting super fast. I think it's really impressive, the speed. But just make sure you know it's only 2 times faster with the smart materials. So that's another benefit to using those. And it's really handy that we're not using a cutting mat here. Alright, so it is all finished. We'll go ahead and click that unload button. And there's going to be a lot coming out. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this down to size right away. So check out how long that is. I'm working on a kitchen island today, which is making this super convenient to have such a large table. And I'm just going to cut along one of the lines on the back here to keep this straight. And then I am going to go ahead and get this cut down to size as well. And then I can save the rest of this smart vinyl for a future project. For our purple vinyl, I'm going to be using smart vinyl again, but this one actually was created in size for the Cricut Joy. So I'm going to put it on my cutting mat. And the reason I'm just using this is because I already had it on hand. So if you didn't know, you can actually apply smart vinyl onto a cutting mat, especially when you have scraps. You'll have to put it onto a cutting mat. And then I'm going to use a scraper tool to help burnish it onto the mat. And then we'll get this loaded in. And now it's aligning it again, so it's a little different from the Explore Air 2. And now it looks like we are all ready to go. So we'll hit that flashing go button, and then it's going to cut our welcome phrase next. All finished, so we'll hit that unload button, and then we're all finished with the Explore 3. To remove this from the cutting mat, I'm going to flip my mat over and bend it back while I hold my material straight. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut this down to size right away. The next thing that we're going to do is to weed our vinyl. If you've never weeded before, it just means to remove the excess vinyl from your design. So we'll be removing it from around the design and also inside of it. So I'm using a weeder tool here, which I find to be super helpful. And I like to start in the top left-hand corner and just pull down. And it should weed just that easily for you. So this is around our design, and then we will remove the inside of the letters as well. Perfect. So there is our welcome. And now we're going to do the same thing for the Crafty Corner. Obviously this one's going to be a little bit longer, so this should be fun to weed. So again, I'm going to start in the top corner, and then I'm just kind of pulling down and rocking a little bit. Obviously, you'll want to make sure your entire design is staying on this white paper backing and that nothing is coming up. So just go nice and slow. And this is weeding really, really well. Just really nice, makes it really easy. If as you're going you get some big clumps like I am here, I like to actually just trim this away. It's totally a preference thing. Just make sure you don't accidentally cut your design. Alright, so there is around the design. And now we can go inside of our letters. And we are all finished weeding. So we've got our welcome. That's going to go at the top just like that. And then it's going to say, obviously, Crafty Corner. And I'm actually going to go ahead and trim this down just a fuzz above the C, just so it makes lining up my vinyl a little bit easier, because the welcome is going to be going right above it. And I'm just going to trim it down here as well. Alright, let's grab our transfer tape next. This is the transfer tape that I'll be working with today. There are multiple different sized rolls available that you can purchase. This one is a 21-foot roll of Cricut transfer tape. So we will have transfer tape for a long time, but it makes it really handy for those really long projects like the one we're doing today. So there are, like I said, multiple sizes available, and you can also check those out on our website. The next thing that we're going to do is cut this down to size. I'm going to do my best to just measure this out here. So I've got my design, and I'm just going to lay it along here. So I've got it at the top of the vinyl. It might be a little hard to see in the bottom of the vinyl. And I'm going to grab some scissors, and we'll just cut along one of these lines. And then we'll do that for the width as well. So I'm actually just going to put it on top. It might be a little easier for you to see. Perfect. So there's our transfer tape. And then I'm also going to cut just a little chunk for our welcome. The next step is to apply our vinyl to our wood sign. So let's talk through the wood really quick here. I picked this wood up at Menards. You could also find it at Lowe's or Home Depot if you don't have a Menards. It's a piece of pine wood. You can find them in all different sizes, so just pick whatever is best for you. And then I went ahead and stained it in a dark walnut stain. I did let the stain dry for at least 24 hours. I think that step is really important in getting a good adhesion with your vinyl, and it's just not going to be sticky to work with. And then the last thing I wanted to say too is make sure your wood is really smooth. I actually picked out a piece of lumber that already was sanded and planed down and was really, really smooth. If your wood has raised grain, if it's a little bit rougher, it might have a harder time applying your vinyl. So smooth is best, especially if you're just getting started. I would stick with something smooth. So the first thing that we're going to do is apply the welcome, and that's going to go on the top up here, and then we will apply the Crafty Corner at the bottom. So what I'm going to do to help me line this up is I'm actually just going to apply the Crafty Corner right on here like this, and then I'm just going to try and get a little idea of how this is going to work. Trying to eyeball it a little bit in terms of measurements, and I think I like this. It's about an inch down from the top, so that's what I'm going to shoot for. Of course, you can grab a tape measure if you would like to measure, but I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. So we will start by removing the transfer tape from the paper backing, and then apply the transfer tape on top of the vinyl. I'm going to start at one end here and then work my way down. And then grabbing a scraper tool, you want to press really well on the front of your vinyl. So I'm just pushing down on the front, and then also on the back side as well. So the next thing that we're going to do is remove the paper backing that the vinyl was on. So I like to start in one corner, and I'm going to pull down really tight just like this. You want to make sure that your vinyl is staying stuck onto the transfer tape just like this. If you find that it's still sticking on your paper backing, you'll need to push down with your scraper tool again. I like to go at like a 45-degree angle and rock back and forth. I find that that helps a lot. And then my dot is having a hard time getting onto the transfer tape, so I'm just going to give it a little help by pushing down with a weeder tool, and that worked perfectly. So now our vinyl is on our transfer tape, and we will go ahead and get this applied onto our board. So if you'll remember, my goal is to get it about 1 inch down from the top. I'm also looking to make sure it's lined up straight and that it's centered. And then once you're happy with your placement, you can place your transfer tape down. I like to start in the middle and then work my way out. And then grab that scraper tool again and push really well. And then pull your transfer tape from one of the corners at a 45-degree angle and rock back and forth again. And it should stick on your wood just that easily. If it's not staying on your wood, go back over with your scraper tool and push again. But that worked out really well. I'm very, very excited about this sign. So I'm going to go ahead and just scrape on this one more time. And then a little tip here, you can reuse your transfer tape. So this was the paper backing that the transfer tape was originally on. I'm going to put it back on it, and now I can use this for another project. I just like to use it until it's not really sticky anymore. Now we're going to transfer the crafty corner. This one's going to be a little trickier just because it's of course so much longer. So let me show you a little trick here. Start by removing about 1 inch of transfer tape from the paper backing. Just like this. So we've got just about 1 inch separated from the paper backing. And then fold the paper backing down. You can go ahead and crease it. And then we're going to apply this bit on top of the crafty corner. And we'll try and make sure everything else is straight here. So I'm just going all the way down, making sure that it's straight. And we'll start by just applying this top portion. So we'll push down. And I'm going to scrape good here. And then from here, what you can do is pull that paper backing. So we've kind of created almost like a little tail underneath here. You can see that, okay? And this is going to make applying the rest of the transfer tape really easy because we're just going to pull that tail, and then I'm pushing down with my left hand to keep it smooth on the crafty corner. So again, try and show you, here's my little tail, so I'm just pulling, and then the transfer tape is sticking on the crafty corner. Isn't that really nice? It makes applying it really, really easy. So I'm just pushing my hand down as I go here, just to make sure that it's applying really smoothly. And then we'll take our scraper tool, and you'll want to press down really well. So we've got the front, and then we do the back. And then we'll do the same thing, we'll remove this paper backing. And I again like to start in one of the top corners and work my way down on this angle. Something about pulling from an angle really helps me, especially when working with these smart materials. So definitely try that if you're having a hard time. But just go ahead and go nice and slow and make sure everything is sticking on to your transfer tape. And again, if something is not sticking, then go back over with your scraper tool and just push down again. Then the last step here is going to be to apply this onto our sign. So we're going to go nice and slow because we're going to have to get this entire thing centered and lined up evenly. Sometimes I find too lifting it up like this will be really helpful. So don't push your tape down right away because you'll want to be able to move it. Alright, I think I'm happy with my placement. One thing that I did find that was really helpful for me was looking at the top of the T because it's a straight line, or like the bottom of an E, and trying to get that lined up in parallel with the bottom of my board. So I found that really helpful in getting it lined up. I think I'm happy with the placement. Definitely measure here if you want this to be perfect. But once you're happy, let's go ahead and just push this transfer tape down. And then grab your scraper tool and we'll burnish really well. Alright, now we'll remove this transfer tape, and again I'm starting in one of the top corners, working my way down. This is coming off really easily. Alright, let's go over with our scraper tool. I just like to do this to help it stick, but it should be stuck on there pretty well. And there is our sign, you guys. Look how cute that turned out. I'm so excited to go put this in the office. There you have it. That is how you use the new Cricut Explore 3 to do some matless cutting and to do a nice long cut. Definitely make sure you stay subscribed to our channel. We have lots more projects and tutorials for these new machines coming out. You can always check out our blog too. We have lots more projects on there as well. And if you are looking for a new machine or you're looking for any of the materials or tools used in this project today, you can be sure to check all the links in the description. We have everything available for sale on our website. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.